Dr. Cameron Todd coming to you live on the Freight Broker's Bible, Basic Instruction Before Leaving Employment. I am going to take you through step by step from chapter 1 through chapter 6. One page at a time, detail per detail, part of your ongoing series of freight instruction. Start with the instruction. What is a freight broker? Freight brokers are used by the industry to arrange for the transportation required by the shipping company. Some differences between a freight forwarder and a freight broker. Freight forwarder is a person or entity that actually holds itself out to the general public as providing transportation of property for compensation, and in the ordinary course of its business actually takes possession of said property. A freight broker, on the other hand, is used by the industry to arrange for the transportation required by the shipping company. Touching base just for a moment on the exclusive freight agency. When you start off as an agent to a freight broker, more than likely they will hire you as an exclusive agent, meaning they will want you to work with them and them alone. Rarely will you be able to work for two different brokers at the same time. That would be more of a sales agent position than a freight broker. As an independent freight agent, you need to take the time to learn the industry, find your niche, prepare to work on your own freight brokerage down the road. Regardless if you are a broker or an agent, both, either or, are at the risk of losing customers, loyal customers to people that you do business with, so keep your network solid. Examining the process of getting your license to be a freight broker. Your license requires 3 forms to be filled out and filed for the FMCSA, which is the Federal Motor Carrier Society and Association. Form number 1 is the OP1 form, which would be your application for your broker authority. The application will be subject to 2 operating authority, common contract, and broker authorities. Number 2, get you Form 2, BMC 84, BMC 85 form. That's the one that's filed for proof of surety or trust bond, financial responsibility. You can be terminated or replaced, and it's a cancellation notice. Number 3 is a designation of an agent for the service of process. Generally, the broker himself can be listed as a process agent in the state from which you're operating from. And below, we have a broker authority application process illustrated in color for you to look at. After submitted, the FMCSA will review your broker application, and it will be reviewed and processed in somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 to 6 weeks. The UCR registration, or the Unified Carrier Registration. UCR agreement applies to the following types of operations of passenger, property, interstate commerce, which would be motor carriers, motor private carriers, freight forwarders, brokers, and leasing companies. Requirements for all brokers: must comply with all requirements of the regulations in the 49 CFR 371. Records and accounting. Step number 1, a broker should keep a record of each transaction. Number 2, when working as a broker, you may not do business, including advertise, in any name other than the name stated on your registration or operating authority. And a broker shall not charge or receive compensation from a motor carrier for a brokerage service. In compliance with regulations 49 CFR 371.13, you should have all of your accounting requirements kept filed for a period of at least 1 to 3 years. Doing business only with motor carriers. As a household goods broker, you may do business only with the motor carrier that has a valid US DOT number and a valid household goods motor carrier authority. Here are a few things to know before you start. You'll need an incorporation, whether it be proprietorship or partnership, subchapter S corporation, limited liability company, UCR registration, SCAT code, which is the standard carrier alpha code registration. Some basic startup requirements may include a personal computer, high-speed internet connection, cable or DSL, telephone with ringcentral.com or a service of your choice, reliable fax machine or ringcentral.com style eFax, filing cabinet, load board membership on Internet Truck Stop, DAT, find freight loads, we have one that Fresh Start Freight that's really awesome. That's called post1.net. Posts to 13 different load boards. You'll need a Microsoft Office, Word, or Excel mainly, an emailing system such as Gmail or Yahoo, and a website that is included with our course. Some common details about the different types of semi-truck trailer combinations will follow. Here's a dry van or a box trailer. Standard lengths are 28 feet, 32, 36, 40, 42, 43, 45, and everybody's familiar with 48 and 53 feet. Standard widths vary between 96 inches and 102 inches. Maximum weight when loaded, 46,000 pounds. Standard height, 12.5 to 13.5 overall. Short trailers are typically used for local deliveries in tandem or truck trains, also called pups. Standard axle wheel configurations, 2 axles and 8 wheels. In this illustration, we have a reefer, a refrigerated trailer. You're going to notice the fuel tank refrigeration unit slung underneath, the actual refrigeration unit on the front, and the definition and design. Reefers are insulated and refrigerated trailers designed to transport perishable items, commodities such as vegetables, fruits, milk, juices, meats, and poultry. Their configurations are very similar to the first van configuration that we read. Standards are 28, 32, 36, 40, 48, and 53, though 48 and 53 are certainly the most common. Standard widths are 96 and 102 inches. Standard heights 12.5, 13.5 overall. Shorter trailers typically used, again, are pups or truck trains. Here under the flatbed designation is a single drop deck or the step deck. Platform flatbed trailers are designed to transport oversized cargo that would normally not fit into standard freight trailers. Platform trailers are used especially for the transport of goods that must be loaded from the side or the top of the trailer. Standard cargo for platform trailers may include ocean freight containers, machinery, construction, equipment, lumber, plywood, steel pipe, and rebar. And their lengths vary according to standard from 26 to 40, 42, 45, and 48 feet. Extended length 60, 65, and 70. Here are some graphs showing various average legal weight capacities and lengths, different configurations for drop decks and single and double and various different lowboys, things of that nature. Specialty trailers are designed to transport oversized cargo that normally would not fit on the standard freight trailers. Specialty trailers are used especially for the transport of goods that must be loaded from the top of the trailer. Standard cargo for specialty trailers include heavy equipment, machinery, farm equipment, windmills, transformers, and etc. Standard lengths on these trailers are 48 to 53 feet. Extended lengths are 60, 65, and 70. Weight allotted for hauling determined by axles on the trailer and configurations. Moving right along, skeletal carrier, drayage, or containers, also known as chassis and boxes. Container carriers are designed to transport standard international cargo containers of 20 to 45 feet. Some models are able to transport even more. Configurations go as follows. Models designed to transport a single specific size container, 20, 40, 45, etc. Most designed in adjustable zoom configurations to work with a range of different size standards and non-standard containers. Configuration, wheel standard is going to be 2 axles, 8 wheels. For heavy loads, 3 axles, 12 wheel configurations are also available. Brackets specifically designed to hold the container together are built in. A few more common equipment types we have here: tankers, food grade, and chemicals and petroleum. All separate tankers. Never confuse those three. Tanker trailers are designed for carrying a wide range of good fluids. Standard lengths 40, 42, 43, 45, 48, and 53. Configuration: the wheel standards 2 axle to an 8 wheel. For heavy loads, 3 axle and 12 wheel, 4 axle, 16 wheel, and so on and so forth. Other configurations are also available. Features and options section. Multiple components. Vacuum pump. Measurement equipment. Insulated tanks. Pressure tanks. Ladders. Walkways. Hose carriers. And belly cabinets. Moving right along to dry boat trailers, also called hopper trailers. You can tell a hopper trailer because it's got those two big pyramids on the bottom of it. Dry trailers mainly used in transportation of dry commodities such as grain, shelled corn, hulled rice, beans, gravel, limestone, loose or pulverized, and sand. It's a safe transportation method, very useful for long distance, big in farm country. Variation standard lengths are 26 and 42. Standard widths are 96 to 102. Hopper configuration, single, double, and triple. Open and closed in configuration, steel and aluminum models. They're available singles, doubles, triples, 3-trailer truck trains. Dry boat trailers use rolled tarpaulin tops rather than rigid tops. Typical dry boat trailers usually use hoppers to unload or empty grain conveyor systems. The international trailer manufacturers produce a variety of models that are designed for different freight configurations. A few more common equipment types as we move on. Logistics van and deep drop furniture. Deep drop vans are designed especially for transporting large, bulky, and relatively light cargo, weight to volume. Deep drop vans are mainly used in the transportation of specific types of goods such as furniture, household, and electronics. Options and features. Using the lower rear surface to facilitate loading, air ride suspensions to protect the fragile cargo. Compartments with ramps and extra. Standard lengths 45, 48, 53 overall. Standard heights 13.6 overall. Standard widths 96 and 102 overall. From the rear door, standard swing doors. Slide doors 1 or 2 on the slide door. Auto transport tractor trailer. Trailers are used to transport auto transport cars, sports cars, small trucks. It is the movement of these goods from the former manufacturing plants to distributors, but the most common ports railroad ships to distributors of the interior. Different trailer manufacturers from all over the world produce a wide range of models that have been designed for different shipping configurations. There's a large market for private party auto transporter and the transfer of families, and the transfer of specialized vehicles, and a high value locally and international as well. Dimensions, weight, and capacity are the data that varies according to the requirements of the cargo. Manufactured goods trailers, a national model, and the state, as well as the requirements of provincial road. Auto transporters are produced in two general configurations. The trucks are produced cars in two models. Trailers are capable of transporting up to 9 vehicles pulled by a tractor unit is standard. Truck tractors up to 3 vehicles, while the trailer transports up to 6 cars. General guidelines. Maximum overall dimensions of unpermitted within 96 inches width designated highways. 102 inches high, 13 feet, 6 inches. GVW, gross vehicle weight. 80,000 pounds, length of semi-trailer. 53 feet length of semi-trailer, non-designated highway. 50 feet length of semi-trailers or truck and semi-trailer combo. Project beyond front of vehicles. Overhang beyond rear vehicles. Position of trailer tandems, performing a weight distribution analysis. Amount of weight moved per hole. Amount of weight moved per hole, what or why of the weight distribution. We'll talk about weight distribution analysis process. Determine the weight and the center of gravity location for all the components and items to be considered. These are the steps to calculate weight distribution of a vehicle. Multiply the center of gravity distance times the weight to get the moment for each component and item, and I'll add all the moments and divide them by the wheelbase to get the weight on the rear axle. Subtract the rear axle weight from the total weight to get the front axle weight. Center of front axle to the back of the head. The distance from the center of the back of the axle to the rear. The distance from the center of the back axle to the rear end of the chassis frame. bumper to the axle, body length, overall length of the body, CA, cab to axle, difference distance from back of the cab to the front of the body, wheel base, distance from the center of the axle to the center of the axle. Here's a couple of examples for you to look at. Take a good look at example 1, steer drives, trailer gross, steer drives, trailer gross, and what you're looking at is the scale of the truck at the truck stop. Receive your scale ticket. The slider rail hole space is 6 inches from which you move 400 pounds of weight per hole. So let's assume the steering axle weight won't change. What would you do in order to get your truck legal? You're going to have to plant your brakes and slide your rails forward or backward to get the weight right on the axle. So pay close attention how that works. Here's a couple on example 2. Take a look at your different scale weights and your instructions. And finally on 3 here, here's some trailer capacity measurement calculations, proper pallet configurations, how to stack your pallets, and different scenarios for how to properly stack the pallets and the boxes on the pallets, and again a few types of pallets here on section 1. So this concludes chapter 1 of the Freight Broker Bible. This is Dr. Cameron Todd. I'll see you at chapter 2.